Hey family, welcome to Deeper Things. Thank you for tuning in again. We have some exciting topics for you. I am your host, Rosalind Harper. In this segment, we're going to talk about her unspoken desires. Wait. Let me say that again, right? Her unspoken desires. This is not going to be a conversation about intimate details, but what I am mostly excited about is that we're going to talk about how to get our voice, right? How to speak our truth, how to be comfortable with that. And I have the perfect guest with us this evening. We have with us in the midst of three absolutely amazing sisters who have been friends for a lifetime. They went to elementary school together, grew up together, and are friends to this day. Guess who I have, family? We have to my right, Danye Price. And then to my left, we have Dr. Tia Wood. And then to my far left, none other than Orion Appleby.
Yeah.
So let me just say, I'm going to put some disclosures out there. I am a baby boomer, right? So this is the first segment that I am doing. I am not really familiar with. So they are going to really hit me to some things. I'm excited at 62 to begin this segment of my life. Very different than how I've lived it thus far. So they are going to take it away, give me some pointers, give us some pointers on things we can do to let our voices be heard and to be able to communicate our desires. Mm-hmm. With that being said, we're going to kick it off with a question. Are you ladies ready for this?
I don't
know. Are you really ready for this?
Yeah.
Let me say.
There we go.
So, many women struggle to express what they want because of how they were raised or conditioned. What steps can we take to unlearn the silence and give ourselves permission to speak? We feel it. we feel it. We just can't speak it. I'm looking to you guys to help me to understand better how I can begin to speak it. Danielle, you want to kick us off?
I love that. One thing that I think we have been conditioned to do is to care for others before we care for ourselves. Mm. So the tip to unlearning what we've been taught and conditioned to, show up as is to remember that we come first. And it's kind of hard to invite anybody into your bedroom, into your love life, if you don't even know who you are either. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is definitely learning yourself. To unlearn those things, you first need to learn yourself.
Wow, that is huge. Orion, do you want to contribute to that?
I would. So your question, you're asking, unlearning bad behaviors. And I think it's important that we acknowledge the foundation that was laid. So for me, if I can be transparent, right? At 13, I was raped. And from that point forward, that shaped my views on sex and what that meant. It was more transactional. It had nothing to do with me and what I desired. So now at 40, I am learning what do you like? What makes you happy? What makes you feel good as a woman? And it's been a journey. So, but I think it's important. I had to do a lot of work, right? A lot of healing, therapy, different things so that I could understand my views, why I viewed sex the way I did. And now I am able to approach it a little differently. It's more fun for me now, and even exploring what I like. So I think that would be my piece of it, is taking the time to understand the foundation of your sexual history, and then moving forward.
That is fantastic. Dr. Tia.
Hey, I'm in the house. Talking about sex. Okay. So these ladies up here know me very, very well. And sex for me was different growing up. I looked at sex not as like a disease, but it was almost like taboo for me. Like all my girlfriends, we would all be talking about sex, and I was always the odd man out because I was just like, y'all do what? I was what? I'm telling my mom, like, what? This happens? So I had to unlearn that sex was okay. And it wasn't from anything that I grew up with because, you know, as you all know, I grew up in church. My family is in church. My dad's a bishop. My mom's first lady. Like, so church was my life. So my parents were very open with us about sex. It wasn't like something that we couldn't talk about. We talked about sex all the time, but it was very, very clear that sex before marriage, it is not what you should be doing. Of course, my parents were not naive and didn't think, oh, you're young, you're going to try certain things, whatever. But they kept the conversation open. Whereas in a lot of Christian homes or other homes, whatever, they don't want to talk about it, right? But my family was very, very open about it. But I had to unlearn that sex is okay in marriage and the freedom that you have in marriage.
We talked about freely being able to share what we want, right? Our desires specifically. Are you comfortable in your marriage sharing what your desires are?
I am. So, in previous conversations, you know, I share how there's been such a transition, right? So there are different versions of Orion. Orion in her 20s, I was exploring a lot of things. I lived, I had fun. Orion in her 30s, it was more about my faith, very family oriented, all of those things, trying to find that stability in life. Orion in her 40s, I get to explore me again, right? My children are older, and I am more stable. I'm where I want to be with a career. So now I have that ability to explore. I am blessed because I have a husband who I can share and talk to, whether he's with it or not. We can at least have the conversation, right? Like, and I don't feel, back to that safety and security aspect, I don't feel chastised. I don't feel ashamed for saying, hey, you interested in this? What you think about this? We try that. And we're, again, like I said, I'm in a hybrid space between Tia and Danye. I'm still figuring out my voice. I think I'm in a different space where I am more appreciative of my voice as I find it out, as I learn it. And that makes me really excited about sex. Like you said, it makes me, sex is not just a transactional thing. It is such an intimate space now, and I get to figure it out, whether it's with my husband or without my husband. I mean, by myself.
Yeah, that's I wasn't saying. Hold on.
With my husband or by myself. But and even that, let me just, if I can throw that out there, that we often think that's a taboo thing, self-play, but it's not. Back to our point earlier, how do you know what you like if you haven't taken the time to figure it out, right? Like, there are places and spaces that I want to explore, and I need to learn. I need to be okay with taking the time to explore it so that I can coach and teach and share with my partner, this is what feels good. This is what is a great experience.
Yeah.
So
It's such, let me tell you guys, that is such great conversation. Again, I'm a baby boomer, and I'm reminded of when I was married. I've had relationships, right? But going back to marriage, I remember saying to my husband, let's try this or let's try that. And I was made to think, who the heck have you been with? Like, where is that coming from? Why are you saying that? And I almost felt ashamed, right? But the perspective that you ladies are bringing is one in which we should be excited about that, excited about newness, right? Excited about exploitation. And it's a power word, but it's about finding your voice. So let me ask, ladies, we talked a lot about understanding our pleasure first and then guiding those who are in our lives. But how do we find our voice to be able to speak it? How do you find your voice? Educate me on how that conversation should go, how I should feel confident and comfortable in sharing my desires.
Can I rephrase what I think you're saying? I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
You're asking, how do we actually say these things, right?
Yes.
Like, we may feel them, we may want them, and I think, like, if you read books, if you watch social media, you're like, oh, I want that, but you never say, husband, friend, whomever, do this thing, try this. So you're asking, how do you actually have the voice and say what you want?
And feel comfortable and confident in that voice. Yes.
That's a journey.
It is, because it's like also difficult depending on who you are trying to talk to. Because for me, having, I've had great experiences sexually in my marriages. I'm 2 for 2. What is that? 0 for 2.
It's okay. It's okay.
But actually being able to, again, feel safe enough to open up. Because like you said, when you share your desires, you didn't feel comfortable afterwards. Like, it wasn't something that was received well from your partner. And that doesn't say anything about you. That says something about him and where he was or was not. And for me, it was very hard to vocalize what I needed because I didn't feel safe. And also because I wasn't very clear on what I wanted. I had been in relationships since I was a teenager all the way up until I was 35. So my whole entire life has been, devoted to kids or husbands. And so I didn't have that mental capacity to actually explore what I wanted and what I needed. And so once I got that space to actually say, what does Diane want? What does Diane need? Okay, and I know this is what I want, and I'm not going to sit back and basically just please someone else at my expense. It has to be a balance. And once I started recognizing that I am worthy of an amazing sex life, I know that there are people who would love to have this experience with me. And if you don't want to please me in this space, maybe this isn't for me. But, I'm open to talking about it now because it's not just about you. It's not. I love that. Such confidence.
Yes, they were very confident.
I love that.
I'm not as confident, but I'm getting there. Okay, so let me say this. Now, I'm the balance. I'm the goodie out the both. Yeah, out of the both, okay? Right, so I feel a little bit different, right? You all talked about learning yourself by yourself and all of that. For me, I was like, I can't. Like, y'all know, I was like, no, this is not normal for me. I couldn't deal with that. I find more excitement in learning it with my husband because I feel like he triggers different parts of me that I can't trigger for myself. So I find enjoyment in learning, oh, I like this. I didn't know that I like this. Like, you like my feet? What? I like that. Let's continue that. You know what I mean? I can't suck my own toe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I didn't realize that I couldn't find those things on my own. So I found more pleasure and learning it together. And then we have gotten to a place where I'm comfortable enough to just talk to him. That he's very comfortable with talking to me, and that has developed over time, like being friends and feeling comfortable to talk about everything. If something is not too good, I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Or in the moment, sometimes I'll be like, can we change that for a second? Yeah, but you just gotta. I think it all depends on the relationship, like Danye said, that you have with the person and feeling safe and all of that.
So he's receptive
Absolutely.
to however you feel.
Absolutely. I will say he's amazing in that piece. Like, he wants me to feel comfortable. And he always, because he knows my story, and he's just like, no, Tia, come on. I want you to be free. I want you to try these things. Like, open your mind. Whatever you want to try. Like, come on, let's try it. And I don't want you to feel like you're bad because you're trying it. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
And Orion, you shared with the 40 thing, where now that you have all the things, raised a child, have a child in college, and one, about to get out of high school, and your husband also being open to understanding that you're finding new ways and new enjoyment and being open to that. So I think the common thing is having a partner who is as open as you are. And I think, Tia, you articulated that very well.
Yeah.
So as baby boomers, again, not to harp on that, but it's an important aspect, because I can sit here even on this podcast and see how free you ladies are. And I am a very sexual being, right? And the only difference is 2026 is going to be more about pleasure for me, finding that pleasurable place and not just be about giving pleasure. And I'm looking forward to that. So I am learning so much about this. Thank you, ladies, for opening up, being real and being honest. I'm going to ask now that you just take a moment as we go around and share what lessons you would like to give to us baby boomers, or anyone that is out there trying to find their way, right? What you found that really works for you and that was able to take you to that next level and exploring yourself as well as higher heights. You want to start, Diane?
Yeah, you start.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, so I think my advice, my guidance, my piece would be okay with transition, right? Like, life is full of transitions and all of the things, and be okay with it. In this season, you may not want to be very explorative, right? Like, you may be in the box, and that's okay. The next season, you might want to try some things, but know that that is okay too. There is no right or wrong. We get the young lady said to us, the person to your left or the right is experiencing life for the very first time like you are. So there's no, like, we have the opportunity to create the spaces that we want, and I hope that people take advantage of that. For you, for baby boomers, let go of the boxes that people put you into, and be okay with transitioning into a new space. There's no right or wrong in that aspect. It's what pleases you. It's what brings you pleasure, and life is way too short for us to continue to live in a space where we are bound by someone else's norm.
Yeah.
And we're suffering at the hands of that action.
Orion, that was great perspective and stated very well. Dr. Wood, let's take it to you. Very interested in seeing what you recommend for us.
What I recommend for you all is to learn to be comfortable with you and to be confident in who you are, to learn to love you, and that it's okay to express yourself. You don't want to go through life not ever, ever knowing what pleasure in sex feels like. So you have to be okay with learning and loving you and growing into this thing of beautiful intimacy, rainbows and sunshine. You know, it's a beautiful thing, you know? It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, be comfortable with who you are. Love you first. And then all of those things will.
That is fantastic. Diane, are you ready to take it away? I want to piggyback off of Tia. I'm such an advocate for self-awareness, self-confidence, self-exploration, like all the things, because we are conditioned to adopt the practices of like our elders, and what they say is right is not right. And as a baby boomer, you are in a position to really determine what that looks like for you. You can strip away what you've been taught. Listen to what you feel. What does your body want? And don't feel afraid or ashamed to explore that. Like, what does your body want? And if you are with a partner who would allow you to express your desires and they will explore it with you, speak up. You know, like if you don't look out for yourself, who will? Nobody will. If you don't stand up and speak up for yourself, nobody will. And your body will not like a closed mouth at all. At all.
Can we also just piggyback on that and say, and if your partner is not willing to explore, that's okay. That just means they're not your partner. That is okay. Like we
gotta be okay.
Force things, but we have to be okay with accepting where someone else is as well. If they are not so willing to explore, if they are not so open, that is, I want to make you feel safe in that, but that may mean you and I aren't.
I love that.
You know, well, that it's not for you and I, right? Like we may not have the let's go, let's try it. So I think that's important too.
I love that, because we get in relationships, and I know this probably can go to a whole nother episode, but we get in these relationships and we feel like we are stuck having to settle and having to be in this space where we didn't know who we were, and now we're in a position where we can speak up and get things for ourselves, and we're not doing it because our partner is not okay with it. And then now I got to spend another 40 years, you know, unsatisfied. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So
That's what I love most. I'm telling you, lady, I feel so empowered right now.
Yes.
And I have to be, I have to be honest. I am a sexual being, right? And I have enjoyed the most of my life. I have had experiences on both sides of it, right? Up and down and in between. But where I am right now, especially after this segment, as empowered as I feel, my voice will be heard, right? I will not hesitate to say, not right there, babe. Let's try here. And Orion, you said something, in my opinion, that is significant. Maybe we're not on the same page. Maybe we don't have the same desires. Do I then have to settle? Like, what does that mean for us? And that can be a conversation, right? That can be a conversation all on its own. But the most important thing, though, from now I'm getting, I'm like, okay. The most important thing, though, is your voice. It's taking your rightful place, understanding who you are and what you want, knowing the boundaries. If it works well for both of us, that is fantastic. Understanding, though, what's important to me is important to me regardless. So let's determine what that now means for us.
Yeah.
And guys, for me, I want all of the above.
Come on.
At 62, I have less years in front of me, more years behind me.
Yeah.
All my kids are raised. I had the careers, all of the stuff. And now I am going to leave here. If you're that one in my life, already know. I am going to be very expressive. And because I have a right to be.
That's right.
Honestly, I have a right to be. So when I started this segment and I said I have the dynamic 3, you guys now understand what I mean. Age don't really determine what you know and your lessons. To be able to be open, to learn, and all of those things are equally as important. So in this segment, we said a lot, right? I know that everyone out there can take something that was said and apply to their life to make it that not even more of a beautiful experience. That's what I'm looking to have, right? We have to, baby boomers or whomever, right? Every generation I know perhaps struggle with having your voice. We know now how important it is, and we will not deprive ourselves. We want it for a reason. It's important to us for a reason. And I think now, ladies, you have given us the power to be able to explore it. Are there any last minute words that you guys have? Go ahead, Zanny. Yeah.
I will say, figure out your non-negotiables.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say non-negotiable.
There are non-negotiables, you know, because people with the confidence that we walk around with now, people will think that it's maybe like a lot to like a man or whatever. But men have non-negotiables too, and I have some non-negotiables, you know, some things that, you know, you absolutely cannot or absolutely should do. And if you cannot do it and, you know, I want you to, and you do it and I don't want you to, it's okay if we do not match. It's okay. And that's the thing. We don't have to hate each other. But I think it's important for people as individuals to really know what their non-negotiables are. So when you are going into relationships or whatever, you can have that conversation beforehand, you know, save yourself some time, and just paint the picture that you want. When you can identify the things that you want and don't want, the creator and the universe starts to like feed it to you on a platter. But when you don't want it, when you don't know, your life kind of resembles that. So figure out what it is.
Powerful, powerful. Orion, what's your last minute word?
My last minute words are be respectful, right? Like, it's a journey, and we're all in different places and spaces. So respect where your partner is, but respect where you are, aligning with the non-negotiables. Operate in a space of respect, and I think you'll get somewhere. You'll get somewhere when you are respectful of where they are, and you let that sit right there, because that's where you are. I'm gonna let you be over there, and I'm gonna say over here. We don't have to hate each other. We're exploring life, and I will respect you on your journey, but respect me on mine.
Awesome. And Dr. Wood, what are your last words of wisdom for us?
My last words of wisdom would be, don't be afraid to learn and grow. Don't be afraid to learn and grow. Sex is not bad. Sex is a beautiful thing when it's in the right space. So it's okay to learn and grow, especially when, for me, not for everyone, but in the confines of marriage. For me, I found the most freedom in sex in marriage than when I was not in marriage, without being married. I felt bondage after every sexual encounter. I would be like, oh my God, this is terrible. I have another soul tie. This is not good. But for me, don't be afraid to learn and grow, because sex is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Energy.
It is. And when it's intimate, when it's right, when you feel safe, when you feel loved, when you feel all of the things, sex, I cannot. Sorry, I'm the church one in the group, you know.
Just so you guys know, I think my last words of wisdom, especially what I learned here today, is that don't lose your voice. Don't lose your voice. We've been taught to be modest, right? And women and all of those things. But you can do that and still have your voice. You lose your voice at a cost.
Yeah.
And that cost is too severe in a big scheme of things, right? So I will have my voice. I will state my case. I will share what my pleasures are, and I will take it from there. Guys, we have come to that time where I just need, you know how we do it, right? We peel back the layers, and I know this conversation, you know, viewers' discretion is fine, because this is true grown-up conversation, but it's necessary. I'm so tired of us thinking that it's taboo to explore and experience. There you have it. Thank you for joining us with Deeper Things. Please share this with someone who needs to hear it. Like it, do all those things. Thanks again for tuning in. I love you guys. Deuces.
Bye.